Hello, you may have two tables or even more. In our case, we use two tables, archive and working. Archive is like static table, and we will just load it into BigQuery. Working is a changing table. New rows will be added, so it's our current working table, and it will be linked to BigQuery. Next, our plan is to merge, union these two tables together with a query select, simple select, and use it in our Looker Studio. In our case, it will be Looker Studio, but it doesn't matter where you use. So it's like for your BI, for your reports, etc. So first of all, we need to link and load these two tables in BigQuery. I will use Cooltables add-on. You can also use some official documents, but I prefer with add-on because it makes this flow easier. Go to extensions Cooltables. If you didn't install, you need to install it. First, go to Sheet to BigQuery, select Working Sheet first, select your project. It must be your Google Cloud Console, Google Cloud Console, yeah, Google Cloud Console. And this project should be created there. So you need to Google for, search for Google Cloud Console. Yeah, you search this and you will find your project there. Then if you have no, you can create one, add billing. Basically, it will be free because it pays you go with a free tier. Yeah, and this free tier is very big. Next, you select your data set inside your project. It's like folders inside our BigQuery. So I have some folder there. This is a working sheet, and I need to click this link to BigQuery. Because this table must be linked. I mean, it must be live. So if you add some queries after that, next we have a URL. You click that URL, you have it will open your BigQuery instance, and you can check if this table works. So I have my project Cooltable. Oh, sorry, project here, Cooltables add-on. I have my folder. I have my working table, and it now is linked. I click query. I click query all, where asterisk means select all. Next, I must see my table, and I also must check. You see this nulls behind the table. It's because we have some empty row there. We can delete, we can get rid of them. We can add some new row with some new ID, etc. And I will just copy down the same column and it's the same row, and you will see now if I run my query again, it now refreshed. We have only one empty row in the end, and we now have this new row. So this table will be refreshed automatically. Next, in our add-on, we need to save and close this task. It is now living here, and we need to go to new task, sheets to BigQuery, and now we need to do that with archive sheet. I select the same. For now, I don't need this link to BigQuery. I need to load. Wait until it loaded. So you see now it's loaded. I also have my archive URL. I can click it as well and also select it. So I've selected from my archive. I also see it works. And now I need to create a new query here to select from both. So I have this one, select asterisk from archive. I need to copy this script. And I also have this one, select asterisk from working. I also need to copy it below. And also I want to union all. Select this, union all. It will select everything from this table and from this table. And here I also need to add some condition where I need to exclude empty rows where ID is not empty. Yeah, is not equals to something like that, not empty. As we have column named ID, this is why I selected ID here. Maybe I need to name this table. I need to name it like it is working. So I will add alias W. So I will add alias W is not empty. Now it should be fine. So now it understands which table to take. So this is like an alias here, and I just select it and see my results. So now I see results from both tables, from live and from archive, and I want to test it again. I want to change something in my live table here. I want to select, for instance, change here 90 to 10. And next I will go to my, where is my union all query? Here it is. And I will click Control Enter to run it again, just to test if it works. And you see it works. Live table is changed, and archive table will not be changed for us because we just loaded it. So it's not linked. It's just a loading copy of data which lives here in in BigQuery. Next, we have this. We can save it and save it as I can save it as a view. View is a separate query. So what I need to select here, just a moment. So as I said, a dataset is a folder. For some reason, it doesn't give me to select same dataset I already have. Don't believe, but I'll create just a new one. It must be in the same region as my original. So I want to check it right now. Hope it's the same, just defaults. So I will code my datasets reports and just create dataset. Now I have dataset called reports. I will call this view my report one. Report one. I may have more in the future. And everything ready. Now I have new view called report, and I also can query it. So I can query it just like another table. So this one, report one, now holds the whole query which we've done before. So this is a query. We can go back to another tab here and see this is a query with union all. You can add more tables if needed. In our case, we don't need, but you can add union all and add more tables below. And we have this table from view. So basically, we now have view called sorry, I missed the tab. We have view called report1, and we can use it in Looker Studio. Just a moment, I will pause the video and show you how to show it in Looker Studio. I'm creating new report in Looker Studio with this big plus button just to show you how it works. If you have, in your case, you have your report and you don't need to create new, just add new data source. So we select BigQuery here. Next, we select a project, in my case, Cooltables add-on. We select dataset, in my case, it's reports, and I can select my view. Oh, I clicked another place, I clicked this, and it opened that. So I didn't want it. It's not intended, so I click add after that. So I selected everything. Now I have my data source, just as you may done with other sources. In our case, we used spreadsheet. Yeah, and spreadsheet could have limitations. It could be like tons of rows, and you could exceeded your limit. And here, we have this report, and we can add something. Yeah, we can add some chart here. We can add table, for instance, and this table will show data from our BigQuery, means from our spreadsheet, and I can use any columns, and just to show you like a proof of concept. So I will use date, and instead of ID, I will use date, and I will use sales. So I will have my sales by date report here, and I also can group a date. For instance, it's date, but I guess I can show something else, date and time. I can show year quarter. Let me show year quarter. So we have Q1, Q2, and total sum. We can also add totals and check if it works. Let's check if it works. So here I will add this add summary row. So I will have total sum by our quarters. And you see grand total is 1,783. Let's go to our spreadsheet and check if it works. I will create a new sheet for that. And I will just sum sales equals sum of sales in working sheet plus sum of sales in my archive sheet here. So you see the same number here. Let's also change working sheet right now. I will change to some big number, so we will see the difference. I will go to my untitled report again, and I will refresh it. I will go here, refresh the report. Now it must fetch the most fresh data from BigQuery. But BigQuery, as you remember, had linked table from sheet. So in our case, we have this refresh number. You already see that it's correct because we intentionally made this number big. So it works as expected. So you see this setup with the video took like 10 minutes, so it's not complicated, but you may need some extra setup because you could not have your Google Cloud Console ready. You can add billing. It's you must be careful with this billing. You may also add limits inside billing that will notify you if you reach some limit, say $10 a week or a month or something. But generally, if you have just few rows from your Google Sheets, even if it's thousands of rows, you will have enough free tier from BigQuery, and you will not have to pay for that. So this service will be free for a very big amount of time until you reach some limit, and you will start paying. It's pay-as-you-go model, and it can be a bit tricky. I will not show in this video, but you may just Google how to set limits on billing on Google Cloud Console, and also add these limits and add notifications on your email, which will come if you reach some limit. So you will control this point as well. So drawbacks of this method. Drawbacks: you need some intermediate app. You need BigQuery. Drawback: you can start paying for that extra. It's not too big money, but you must also make sure that your billing is set up correctly, so you have the notifications, etc. So you have some extra steps. But benefits of this method: you have one table which is live. You can have more if you want. You can split it. If your logics or some limits will reach, for instance, if your calculations limits will reach when you use AppScript or formulas, you can use separate sheets. You can also use one or more archive versions. For instance, if in the future you want another archive, you can add it as well, and you need to just change your query here in reports. Let me show you. We have report 1. If I click on it, I can also add it. So I can change the code. Open in new tab. And I can edit somewhere here. I guess edit schema. No, I will find it. Oh, I found it. It's not. It's like not easy to find because I hid it in details tab. So you need to go from schema to details, and here if you want to edit details or you want to edit query here, so you will have this query editor, and you can add new tables and test it as well, or create a new query and relink it. So anything you wish. So next benefit of it: you have this guy, BigQuery, which is very powerful. You can add new data sources if you want from anywhere. It's not just spreadsheets. And you can use AI. Any AI tool can generate queries like that. So you just have it in like human words, what you want, and it will convert it all into BigQuery lines. Also, this query language is super powerful if you want to, for instance, have some analytics hub, some people who want to work, some professionals. They will be happy to use this tool because query language is super modern and it refreshes. So they refresh their language each time, they make it better, they add new features, and it also benefit for you. And of course, the benefit that you don't reach any limits. So BigQuery have like millions, billions of rows. You don't need to worry about that. So you have everything inside your Looker Studio. Of course, my query may be not optimized. For instance, if you don't need this data for each person, in my case, for each name or for each date, you can group it using BigQuery. If you group it using BigQuery, it means you will need to load less rows into your Looker Studio. And it's the other benefit, because you cannot do this with spreadsheet. If you link your Google Sheet to BigQuery, you just need to load everything. You need to load every row, which can be slow because transferring data from one place to another takes time. You can feel it when you refresh. If you refresh Bigtable, it takes really long time. It's not very user-friendly feature, yeah? But if you go to your BigQuery, you can make this query better. For instance, you can just group it with this select, yeah, as a. You can group. It just auto-completed for me something with AAA. Let it be something. Yeah, you can select from this AAA. And if you name your columns, you can group it. You can do. You can select like this from AAA. So you can group here. Here you can say select date and group by sales. Yeah, is this column called sales? Oh, it says my syntax number is not correct. With AAAS, I should say this. With I forgot it. With AAAS. Oh, sorry. Just because I'm making this video, it just makes some poses. So with AAAS, you can select everything from AAA. Now it's correct, and now it's also working query. So you can make everything. So you're not limited, and you can load less rows to your Looker Studio, and it will work much faster. That's it.